Hey everyone, today I want to talk about the Power Rangers UK annuals. Now, for those who don't know, in the UK they annually put out these big hardcover books about just about everything, cartoons, sports, movies, comic books, reality shows, just about anything you can imagine. There's at least one annual for anything. And for Power Rangers, off and on throughout the years, they've done annuals, and they recently did a Beast Morphers annual. I don't have that one, but I have every previous Power Rangers annual, plus a few bonuses I'll go over at the end of this video. So anyway, first off, I want to talk about the Mighty Morphin annuals. Now I'm not going to go too in depth with these. Each of these will eventually have their own video where I go in depth with what's in them, but I just want to do a quick little thing talking about each one. Now, one of the really nice things in these are the pictures. They have really clear, really nice pictures, like promotional shots. Oh, and let's see. Publicity shots, rarely seen images. Let's see. As well as a whole bunch of like bio information, and they even have like behind the scenes information on the actors. And interspersed with all that, they have activities. And let's see. Stories. Sometimes I'll have comics. And let's see, what else is interesting? Oh, and there's word search, and some of it's completed. So yeah, something like this isn't really that common over here in the U.S. I don't think most people could imagine having a book with comics and stories and really nice clear images, and also an activity book that expects you to write in it and cut things out. But I don't know, I guess it's just a cultural thing, although I have heard some fans from the UK say that, yeah, having the activities in the same book is annoying, so whatever. Oh, and also, as seen on Sky, which I think was like a cable station or something in the UK. I don't know. Anyway, next up is Mighty Morphin Season Two's annual, also that as seen on Sky thing. Basically the same thing as the first book. Let's see, we got a bunch of images of the Rangers, different, whole bunch of cool stuff, bios, information about the actors. And then we got one for Season 3, and this one, I don't know if it'll show up. Yeah, it doesn't really show up too well, but the Rangers are actually raised images on the cover, so that's a neat little thing. Anyway, same as the first two, we got images, stories, activities, information about the actors. I think there's some stuff in there about the movie, too. Getting too heavy up there. And then we got one for Zeo. This one's actually kind of tricky to find over here. This one took me a long time to get. This was one of the last ones that I had to find. And, yeah, just the same thing as the others. We got some nice images of characters. We got stories, actor information, bios. Just a whole bunch of neat stuff. And then, unfortunately, the last of the regular Power Ranger annuals, Turbo, which, like, at least they went out with a really good book. The images are great. We have images of the monsters there, there's stories, there's actor information, there's bios, and it's got the little activities for the kids there, including like a little coloring thing, which probably won't work on shiny paper. You'd need markers and not crayons. And, yeah. So that was it for the original Power Ranger annuals. They stopped doing them at that point. They picked up excuse me. They picked up again later, but after that, we got just general Fox Kids annuals. And you can see a Lost Galaxy Ranger there on the cover. And there's a Mystic Knight on the back, Ninja Turtles Next Mutation, Digimon, Monster Rancher. Oh, Eek the Cat. Oh, and Princess Sissy, which I guess was a bigger thing in the UK than over here. And there's Spider-Man up there. Now, the Fox Kids annuals were really strange. We got, let's see, Ninja Turtles Next Mutation. We got a bunch of information about the characters. We got story background, and then what do we get? We get a comic based on the 80s Turtles. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the 80s Turtles. Why them and not Next Mutation? Who knows? And then there's some Eek comics. There's X-Men comics. Let's see. Just just preview of Monster Rancher. No comics for that one. Princess Sissy comics. Digimon. Oh, and it's just straight up the Dark Horse comics. Oh, and there are Digimon annuals, which are also just reprints of the Dark Horse comic. We got an Ace Ventura comic. That's weird. And oh, here it is. Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. See? Lost Galaxy. Yeah, I don't know why they have the Red Space Ranger on a page all about Lost Galaxy, but anyway, turn the page and Spider-Man stuff. Yeah, there's no Power Ranger stuff in this one other than that one quick little blurb about Lost Galaxy. The next one, though, is really interesting. We got Fox Kids Annual. Oh yeah, this one, the one up there is 2001. This one, I think, is 2004. I don't know. Anyway, on the cover, we got Wild Force. Let's see. Inspector Gadget. Flint the Time Detective. Digimon. Mystic Knights. Metabots. Eek the Cat. And same thing on the back. Open it up. We got nice images of a bunch of the characters, all drawn cartoon style. Oh, and someone scribbled all over the contents there. Yeah, that's one of the problems with getting, especially the really older annuals, is you'll get them and they were played with by little kids and they're not in the best of shape. So anyway, we got a whole mess of, like, just a huge, just text dump of Wild Force stuff. And so, of course, the comic we get is Time Force. Yeah, Time Force comic, and it's all about a monster named a mutant named Crybaby. He's a big baby-shaped thing that squirts a magic milk bottle at people, and it makes them cry. Alright, sure, why not? And then here we got a Metabots drawing thing, that's neat. Man, I would have loved this when I was a kid. Let's see, oh, and we got a thing for Ninja Storm, and because this was a UK publication, we got stuff that wasn't on Fox Kids over here. Like, up here we got, let's see, oh yeah, Hamtaro there, and Totally Spies. They definitely weren't on Fox Kids. Oh, and there's a Mystic Knights comic, that's really cool. Man, it'd be so cool if Boom Studios would do another one of those Power Rangers archives, but they collected, like, all the side stuff. Oh, and there's a Metabots comic. That's really cool. Inspector Gadget comic. And then, oh yeah, we got an Eek the Cat comic, and the weird thing with the Eek comics, the same with the other one, Sharky the dog talks. And if you're familiar with the cartoon, he's not supposed to talk. Oh, and then we got Digimon Season 2 comics. And let's see, Flint the Time Detective. Oh, and then there's a page missing here. Now, I think it was an activity page, but I don't know for sure. Anyway, the really cool thing in this is there is a Power Ranger comic. Let's see, Zed goes, like, through time or something? Or oh yeah, now I remember. He ambushes Tommy, and Zordon pulls other Tommies from the past to help present Tommy. So yeah, there's, is it his clone from, that's in colonial times, and there's White Stranger to help modern-day Tommy fight off some Tengas. That was a really cool thing. I have, pictures of that up on my DeviantArt, and I think I put them up on Derpy Boru also. So anyway, that's it for, like, the Saban Fox Kids era of Power Ranger annuals, but, let's see. They would start releasing them again, starting with Ninja Storm, and they were from a different company. Now, these ones were all from different companies. The first one was, I don't know, 22 something? Then World, then Grand Dreams, then Pedigree, then Alligator. Yeah, different annuals have different companies that put them out, and most of the Disney ones, if not all of them, were put out by this company, Egmont. So anyway, Ninja Storm, we have a puffy cover. I don't know how to explain it. It's really weird. A puffy cover. The back cover is just normal, but the front one's all puffy. It's weird. Anyway, you open it up, and these ones are a noticeable downgrade from the previous annuals. We got stock art, we got story, like, summarization of the first episode with just screenshots taken straight from the show, with sound effects over some of it. Oh, and there's a coloring thing that someone colored in pretty well. See, we got some character bio information. Nothing about the actors or behind the scenes this time. And most of this is just, yeah, just novelization, basically, of the first couple episodes. They could probably just print this all in an actual book, and it would, yeah, fill a novel. Yeah, so there's Ninja Storm. It's not... Look at that. Just a bunch of text. Not the most interesting or ambitious one, but, like, hey, at least they're doing stuff again. And then we got Dino Thunder, Annual 2006. They got it a couple years after we had it. So, let's see. If I remember, yep, it's just basically the same thing. We got lots and lots of text stories. Yeah, just text versions of the episodes. Some bios about the characters. And then there's some activities there. Yeah, Dino Thunder wasn't that interesting, but an interesting thing about Dino Thunders was I found this. This is an Italian version of the Dino Thunder Annual. It's a straight, like, translation of the whole thing. Even some sound effects are changed from the original to the this Italian one. It's really weird. There's absolutely nothing different about it except that it's in Italian. Let's see, and then here's SPD, and I think this is... Oh, wait, nope, this one is a little bit different. Instead of all the text stories, we have, let me find it. Okay, we have overview there at the beginning, going over all the characters, plot points. Got some character bios, and then we got comics. Yeah, these are actually really cool. I really like the artwork they did for these. And there's quite a few comics in here. And one of the nice things is they're actually kind of good for the most part. So there's SPDs, and then we got Mystic Force. Oh, and they sell the puffy covers. It's weird. Anyway, this one, like SPD, we got overview explaining the characters, story points, bios of the characters, the villains. And then, yep, there's the comics. They're really cool. Got the activities, like always. And then Operation Overdrive. Same thing, got the puffy cover. Let's see, yeah, brief overview. This one's a bit more wordy than the others. Then we got the bios of the Rangers. Comics. More bios. Spread out through the whole thing. Got the activity pages. And then there's a weird one. Super Legends Summer Annual. Yeah, Super Legends, the 15th anniversary thing that... or was it... You know, I don't know which came first. Did they... Like, were they pushing the 15th anniversary as Super Legends, or did the video game come out and then they decided to, like, just call everything across the board Super Legends? Who knows? Anyway, this one, kind of like the others. Oh, there's no puffy cover this time. Just normal hardcover. And, yeah, a bit more like the older ones. There's a lot more activity pages, but there are still some comics. They have nothing to do with the anniversary. There's no team-ups or anything. It's just, let's see, there's an Overdrive comic, there's an SPD comic. Yeah. And then there's the activities that some kid scribbled all over. Oh, and there's a page missing out of this because, again, secondhand, and it was for little kids, so, yeah. Let's see, and then Jungle Fury, back to the puffy cover. Oh yeah, that Super Legends Summer Annual is still put out by Egmont. There's the Egmont logo still there. Anyway, let's open up Jungle Fury. Yeah, this one's the same thing. We got very wordy bio, just like Overdrive. And then we got... Oh, we got like a little Where's Waldo page. That's really cool. See, then we got bios, activities, Some comics, that's nice. Some more activities. Some more activities. Comics again, yeah. So, yeah, like the others. And then, let's see, yep, RPM, puffy cover. Open it up, and... let's see, table of contents there. Yeah, bios for all the Rangers. Activity. And right into the comics. More activities. Bios, activities, some... oh yeah, diary pages from the Rangers. That's interesting. Some more activity stuff. There's some comics in there. More activities, bios, trivia stuff. Yeah, RPM was a pretty cool little annual. And then, let's see, after RPM was the 2010 Reversion series. Oh, and actually that would have already been made. 2011. Yeah, these are off by a couple of years. So they didn't make an annual for the 2010 Mighty Morphin Reversion series, but they did do a Samurai one. Just Samurai. There was no Super Samurai annual. So anyway, let's open this up. This one was from a different company called Paragon, who also did some other Samurai books, like they printed some storybooks, I think. Anyway, there we got some bios for the Rangers, some activities with scribbles all over it. And going back to the older annuals, we have like just text versions of different episode stories. Some more stuff there. Let's see, stuff about the Zords, stuff about the Rangers, more activities, another like text story. The images are a bit better in this one though. Yeah, just a whole lot of stories and character bios and drawing pages, activity pages. Oh, and no puffy cover. So anyway, the last one for a long time was Megaforce 2014. There was no Super Megaforce annual, unfortunately. So anyway, let's open this up. And, let's see. Yeah, like Samurai, we just got a bunch of bio pages, trivia, activity pages, lots of activity pages, and a whole bunch of text versions of different stories. Alright. Yeah, more activities, text, activities. No more comics, unfortunately, which is too bad. Megaforce had a lot of potential for comics. Anyway, that's all the Power Ranger annuals, and I have two others that I want to go over with you. Now, Saban in the 90s produced a few other shows along with Power Rangers. There was VR Troopers, Masked Rider, Beetleborgs, Mystic Knights, and Ninja Turtles and X-Mutation. And of all those, only one of them would get its own annual, and that was Masked Rider. Big 64-page value, huh? So anyway, let's take a look inside. This one was put out by Grand Dreams, who did the Zeo and Turbo annuals. Anyway, we got some really, really nice images in there. Oh, and we got some story information, and we got comics. That's really cool. And the artwork's actually pretty nice in the comics. Yes, and we got some text stories, bios, actor information there, comics. Oh, and there's even like some stuff about the toys, or there's pictures of the toys, and there's a story all about this kid here who meets Masked Rider. So it's not just adaptations of stories from the show, we actually get original stories in here. Then there's another comic, some more cool pictures there, and that's the end of the Masked Rider annual. And there is one more I want to talk about. Now, Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. It wasn't a Saban show, but it was made specifically to emulate the success of Power Rangers, so I'll go over this here. Now, for those who don't know, Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad was produced by Deke Entertainment. It used footage from a Subaraya show called Gridman. Subaraya is best known for Ultraman. So anyway, let's open this up. And we get some nice images of Servos there. We get some comics, which are really nice. The artwork's not the best, but it's pretty good. And we get some text stories. If I remember right, these are just straight adaptations of episodes of the show. Oh, and there's a picture of Amp, my favorite character. Got some more comics there. Activity pages that are scribbled on comics. stories. Oh, and this was also put out by Grand Dreams. So, yeah, Grand Dreams seems to have done the best ones. Oh. So there's all the Power Ranger UK annuals, aside from the Beast Morphers annual, which I don't own yet, but I'm working on it. Eventually I'll get it. And I'm hoping that they'll do more. Maybe they'll do one for Dino Fury. And in the future, there's more Power Rangers stuff planned, like Hasbro wants to do an animated series or a movie. Maybe we'll get annuals for those. And who knows, maybe some of these will actually come out over here. The Samurai one, I remember actually seeing in some discount stores over here. So, that's all I have to say. The UK annuals are pretty cool, and I'd recommend, like, if you're into a certain show or something, see if there's a UK annual. You might find some cool stuff in it. See ya.